Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of our program. Here we are once again for another episode of English, and on this episode we'll be talking about a very important topic, which is a job interview. We all need to go through a job interview to get a good job. Let me just first welcome my guest, Ms. May Jamal. She's an English trainer. Hello, Ms. May, and
Hello.
welcome to the program.
Hello.
Ms. May, a lot of people, start preparing for their job interview just a little before having it.
Yeah.
And this is one of the mistakes that they make.
Yeah.
So, tell me, how much time do we actually need to prepare ourselves for a job interview?
Yeah. Yes, you were completely right about preparation, like a day before. If you have an interview and this is
Somebody
a crisis.
comes and tells you, I have a job,
Yeah.
an interview tomorrow.
Yeah, they send me
Yeah.
messages on Facebook like, please, May, I do have an interview tomorrow. Please send me the questions. It's not an exam in your college. It's not a test that you're having in your school like you used to do before. You're going to have the sheets and go study and just go to the exam, write the answers. No, it's not like this. You are planning for your future, for your career, for what you deserve to have, for your salary, for everything, for your possession.
You determine your own future,
Yep, Yes, definitely. So you need to be well prepared for this. What is preparation? What does preparation mean
And when
in this
should I
part?
start it?
Yeah, preparation means you need to be ready in many skills. English would be the first thing that you should be ready at, because this is the language that you would be having in an interview. So if they started speaking with you and you couldn't reply, there will be a very big problem.
Yeah, some people, start memorizing certain phrases. They start memorizing fixed sentences to say in the interview, and this is totally wrong.
Yeah, this is actually totally wrong, as you have said, because simply sometimes if he asked you a question that you didn't study, or a question that you don't understand, how will you respond?
And if I forget a word or two, then it's a disaster.
Yeah,
I will stop. I will not be able to carry on.
Yes, you ruin everything once you do this. So this is why studying samples for the interview questions is not the good thing that you need to do, actually. You need to be prepared since a long time. And a long time, I don't want to make people feel disappointed, like, oh my god, I have to spend like 6 months or something. No, it's not about spending 6 months before applying, but at least start from now. Don't wait until
Why do we go
tomorrow.
to school? Why do we go to college?
Yeah.
To prepare ourselves for our future life, for having a job.
Yeah.
So I guess through this stage of our life, when we are in school or college, we should start preparing ourselves.
Yes, definitely. You're completely right. You know that I got some people or some students at my center, they are 14 years old and they're preparing themselves because they want to be something in the future. They want to be they want to achieve their dreams. They do have goals. So you got to prepare it earlier. Don't wait for the interview to be tomorrow to prepare it.
And you cannot start, for example, learning English like 2 or 3 months before an interview. You have to start earlier than that.
Yes, and in addition to this, in your school or in the college, they will not teach you something like this because it's not something that you learn at school or college.
Yeah.
They will teach you English, but they will not give you the interview questions. They will not teach you the skills that you need to communicate with people. And this is very important because communication skills or the skills that you need to communicate with people is something very important that you use in your daily life with persons, with normal persons, not only in an interview, in a job interview. So you're learning this not only for the interview to pass. No, you're learning this because you are going to use this during working in this place. So you need this because you might be facing or dealing with customers in English. How will you do that? They are not going to ask you some questions that you already know and you have the reply.
And is it really true that there are fixed questions that are being asked in a job interview?
Let me be, frankly speaking, yeah, we do have some common questions that we are going to go through today, but not every interview is like the other. You will have some, they have common, like for example, normally if this is the first meeting between me and you, I will ask you for sure, can you please introduce yourself? I want to know more.
Introduce yourself. This is a very common question.
Yeah, yeah, of course. If I'm meeting you for the first time, I would like to know more about you because just a normal meeting.
But
I want to
excuse
break
me,
the ice.
I'm a very modest person and I don't like to talk about myself.
It's just knowing some of your not personal details about you, but just to know your name, your age, what did you study, to know if you are matching to the specifications that I want, or you do have the qualifications that I need for this vacancy or not. Okay, so let's say what's preparation. Preparation is to be ready in English, to be ready with the interview questions, to just go through it and read it, know what
don't memorize the words.
Yeah, just to be ready, to know what they will ask me about.
And expect also some, you know, like surprise questions.
Yeah, for sure. So this is why you get to read about this, read about it, not to memorize as you have mentioned. And the third thing that we need as for preparation is the communication skills, or some skills. I'm not an expert in this, but we might mention some that is related to life, not only related to job interviews. It's related to English as well, because sometimes you make presentations, so you need these skills.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing is English. Prepare yourself by practicing with somebody. Prepare yourself by practicing how to pronounce in a correct way. Most of the people, they get rejected in the jobs because they cannot pronounce good. They are pronouncing. I don't want to be like, I don't want you to be like a native speaker, but at least to know the difference between the P and the B, the and za.
Especially if it's a job about teaching.
Yeah, maybe, yes, you're right. Or maybe it's like most of the people in the beginning of their career, they start working as call centers, for example. They work as call center agents for foreign account, so they need to have good English. So if you're talking to an American or someone from the UK, so you need to differentiate between if you're saying peach or beach.
Yeah.
Because
or if I tell you, please let me think.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Let me think. It means that I'm going to die. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Yes, you're definitely right. So you got to at least to know the difference in pronunciation. Don't act like native speakers, because some people, they feel like, no, we are Arabs. We want to pronounce like because Indians, for example, they do have their own accent. But if you have the skills to apply the right pronunciation, why not? Okay, so this is for the pronunciation. Also, the fluency, and we have mentioned this before, that you need to work on your fluency in order not to go to the interview and just go and say, my name is and I so you will look really,
you start stammering and stuttering and
at least
unable to find the words you need to say.
Yeah, at least you can learn how to make to use gap fillers instead of saying like say, well, I'm, you know what I mean. So it's not about preparation. Preparation is not about only taking an English course.
It's about exposure.
Yes.
Expose yourself to the language as much as possible.
Yes, definitely, you're right. So this is for English. For the skills before the interview questions, for the skills, you need to learn how to have good communication skills when you are speaking with somebody. Your body language and the way you sit in an interview shows how nervous you are. If you are making like this, or making like this, or putting like, you know, like a leg and the leg, and this is wrong. Why is this wrong? because it shows that you are nervous, you are not confident, and this is one of the reasons that might make
you not pass.
Yeah, you reject it because you are not confident. So if you're not confident now, what will you do in the job if you're facing customers? So this is very important. The way you sit, the body language that you are using with your hand is very important. It shouldn't be rude and should be a little organized.
Yeah, but you know, I'll tell you something. Don't we all feel a bit of tension just before an interview? Don't we feel worried? Don't we feel a bit nervous sometimes? Isn't it natural?
Yeah, it is natural. And if you don't do this, so you didn't work on yourself. Because if you work hard, you feel like I'm afraid, I'm worried about the hard work that I have been doing. Maybe I'm not going to be passing this interview. I'm not going to succeed.
Does that mean that we should, even if we're nervous, we should pretend that we are calm and quiet and peaceful?
Pretending wouldn't be the good solution in this
but sometimes
situation.
It works.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the best thing is to think that what is the worst scenario that could happen? To get rejected,
yeah.
And?
And
is it the end of the world?
No.
No.
It's not the end of the world.
We do still have a lot of vacancies that you can apply for, right? You can still have another chance to apply one more time, right? So it's not the end of the world. Just try again.
If you can't succeed, try.
Yeah,
try again.
Yes, this is what I mean. So it's not the end of the world. I'll try. If I will do it, I did it. If I didn't, I will try until I do it.
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
I guess we should, if we have this nervousness inside us, we should act like a duck. You know how a duck acts like? You know, a duck. If you see a duck swimming, all right, on the surface, it's quite calm, quite calm.
Yes.
But underneath, it's like this, you know?
Yeah. This is like kind of pretending, but it's...
So be like a duck.
But it's but it's better to release this, to feel like it's okay. This is a stage in my life, and I'm trying hard. If it works, it worked. If it didn't, I'll try again. It's not the end of the world if you got rejected. At least you knew something or a weakness in you, and you will work on it, and this is something good. Imagine me coming to you, telling you, please, Yasser, take care because you do something wrong, like blah blah.
I will work on it.
Yeah, you feel, am I doing this? I didn't know that I'm doing this. I'll take care. So this is just like, it's not an exam, it's not a test, it's something that you're doing.
Before attending or before having a job interview, should we do something like standing in front of the mirror, talking to ourselves, pretending we're at the interview itself? Do you think this helps?
You would tell me because you're a presenter, so I think you have been doing this a lot.
I never do that. Never.
You don't prepare. You don't prepare like before an interview. You haven't done this before. Because I do this all the time.
Sometimes you need to prepare.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to act on the spot.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, imagine I'm having or discussing a certain topic in an episode, but all of a sudden everything changes and the topic changes. Maybe, for example, the guest doesn't come, you know, so, and they get another guest, so therefore the topic changes completely. So I have to be prepared, just like you said, beforehand, long before, you know, by being, you know, like always reading, always learning about different things. I don't have to wait for a topic to discuss. No, I should be reading about it beforehand.
But this means that you are an experienced guy.
Well, the more you work, the more you get experience.
Yeah, because you have experience. But for the fresh grads, they might not have experience to do this.
Yeah.
So the best way is to have simulations, to have role plays, like go with your friend and act like you are in an interview. He will ask you some questions and you answer and see what he will comment and what will he tell you about your performance. If is it good, so you're doing good. If you need to enhance some stuff, you can do it.
Yeah. I guess also one important thing is to be honest as possible, you know,
Yeah.
and not pretend.
Yeah, be honest, but let's remember something very important. When you're going to an interview, it's not an exam. You are trying to convince the person in front of you that you are the perfect one for this job. So if you're doing this, you need to show your
Talents,
your
skills.
skills and the good part in you. So try to be smart and not to lie,
Yeah.
but not to be too honest as well.
Yeah, and if you lie, you should remember what you lie about.
Yeah, lying is not to lie, like to say that you have an experience in something and you
Yeah.
don't. You can lie about something. If you're applying for a call center job, for example, you are going to deal with an angry customer, and your nature that you are an angry person. So will you go to the interviewer and tell him, you know what, I'm very angry and I'm not patient? So he will definitely reject you. So don't limelight the flaws
The
that you,
weaknesses,
yeah,
yeah.
don't, but try to be not too much honest, like you're not in
Yeah, but I'm talking about the basic background.
Yeah, of course, you cannot lie about this, because they will definitely know that you don't have experience in something. But if you are talking about, you are in the interview, you are marketing for yourself.
You're selling yourself.
Yeah, so you're trying to prove that you are the perfect one for this job. So just talk about your strengths, and this is a part that we are going to mention. Okay, so back to the skills part. You need to have good intonation when you are speaking to somebody.
Let's talk about intonation, but after this break, we'll listen to a nice song and we'll be back. So we're back, and let me remind you, on this episode we're discussing a very important topic: how to pass a job interview, especially in terms of the English that you have and that you have to use in an interview. Ms. May, you were talking about intonation, so please tell us more about the important things to care about before going through an interview.
For the intonation, it's very, very important to learn how to adjust or to use your tone of voice when you are speaking with somebody, especially if you are in interview. Imagine me speaking to you right now and telling you that, and I stopped. So this is not the right intonation, because you are waiting for me to continue. What am I saying? Because I'm speaking in the same tone of voice. I'm not using the higher one and the lower one.
Even your general mood. Intonation has to do with your mood, you know.
Yeah, especially if you're excited about something. So you should widen your eyes and say something very excited. Or if you don't understand something, you should lower your voice and try to use the right eye contact. And this is something else that you should care about, is the eye contact when you are speaking to somebody. You can
You
read
look them in the eye.
Yeah, and you can read their minds with your eye. You can read if this person is interested, if this person is bored, if this person...
Well, I'll tell you about a cue. Sometimes they say that when an interview, you know, takes longer time, then most probably you're accepted.
You're accepted, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Correct, you're definitely right. This is because they want to know more about you. But if
Yeah.
you're boring, they will just let you go. You're rejected. We don't
What's your
want...
name? My name is somebody. Okay, thank you very much. You may go now.
Yes,
Like
yes,
this.
you're totally right. You're totally right. So the intonation, the body language, and the eye contact are very, very
Do you
important
always
for you.
teach your students about how to pass job interviews?
Yeah, definitely. Because normally with my students, I teach them how to make presentations in English. Making presentations maybe is one of the difficult stuff that you can meet or encounter. because speaking in public is not easy at all. Standing in front of a lot of people whom are looking at you, watching you, judging you is not easy at all. It makes you feel not confident, makes you feel
uneasy.
Yeah. You know, some people, some of my students, when they make presentations, they shake, and this part is shaking. They can, they cannot make the presentation. They can go to the corner. They don't know how to move in the class. They don't use their body language. They stay like this because they
they get what? I know that this is an interesting word. They get tongue-tied.
Yeah, they forget everything.
Yeah.
However,
when you
they
get
prepare.
Tongue-tied, you just stop talking. You know, you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
You get tongue-tied.
However, they had very long preparation time, and they have a lot to say, but they cannot speak. They do have the paper in front of them, but their thinking is too much in what is going around.
It's as if their tongue has been tied.
You're definitely right. So this is why, I teach my students how to make presentations, because in some interviews they ask you to do presentation to show them your skill. If you are, for example, applying to be a marketer or something like this, they tell you, please make us a presentation.
So I guess the best way to make a good impression at a job interview is to practice having a job interview just before you go. Or, for example, practice it with a teacher, practice it with a friend, whatever. So you act as if you're actually in the interview and, talking about different things. You get more, courage.
Yeah, yes, role plays are always the best. Role plays. Imagine yourself in the situation. Imagine yourself in the interview. How will you act? Imagine yourself in any place, in a restaurant. How will you deal in English if you're traveling abroad, in an airport?
Rehearsing is important.
Yep. And putting yourself in the situation and just act.
And also something which is, I find important, like expecting what unexpected questions you're going to be asked about.
Yes, you're correct. And this is by Googling. Just go search, and write any keyword that's related to what you are searching for. Maybe the people are lazy to search, to try to find how to answer these questions. Also, try to use positive words and just avoid the negative words. Try to use positive words.
I'm the kind of person who does this and this and this in a positive way.
And don't mention the salary, the vacation.
What if I was asked, for example, about the salary? What do you think the expected salary is?
This is a normal question if you were asked this question, but you don't mention it. Or, like some people, they get this question, why should I hire you? Because you're giving me a higher salary.
Well, you should hire me because perhaps you forgot you had this ad and I came because you wanted to hire people.
Of course not. Of course, this is a job.
I think if I go through an interview, I will definitely fail.
Yes, by this attitude, yes, you will.
How about being funny at an interview? Does it work, or it depends?
Maybe because you are in Egypt, it's gonna be a little different, but of course not. You gotta take it serious because you're applying for a job.
Try to show that you have a sense of humor. Why not?
You will show this in your replies. It will appear from your personality and the body language. But you gotta they're not your friends, so you gotta show them that you're serious but not too much serious. You know what I mean? But you gotta show them that yes, I'm here because I want to achieve goals, to meet challenges, to try to achieve this place's goals, and to accomplish more targets and this stuff. So this is not the right time for having
I guess it depends on the kind of job you're applying for.
Maybe, yes, of course. If you're applying to be a sales manager, for example, so if you cannot be having jokes in the interview, you know?
Not all the time, but I guess in general, a good sense of humor, is not bad at all.
Yeah, might be. We do have
All right, you pass this interview. All right.
Thank you so much.
Ms. May Gamal, for having you with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything you've let us know about through this episode, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. It was really nice being with you.
Thank you. So now we come to the end of our episode. I hope you've benefited from everything, and as you just learned, if you want to get ready for a job interview, start now. Do not wait until just before the interview to get ready, because then you will not be able to, let us say, I don't know, to work against the clock. Until we meet you again, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.